Good morning, friends. It's Wednesday morning. I believe today is, it's the 13th. And hey, so last week the blog did not get updated as much because we had some technical errors in the background, but GoDaddy helped me get all those fixed. So we are back up and running, and I'll be updating that this week. And so here is your Wednesday morning encouragement. So I was reading some of the posts this morning of the different ladies that I follow in ministry, and one of them had made a post about how, I forget her exact wording, but that being a Christian is not just about learning to love Jesus, but also learning to love Judas. And I thought, wow, she is so right. She's so right. And so what does that look like for us today? And so I was looking at some passages in Matthew this morning, and 5:44 says, "But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. Now, praying for those that persecute you, praying for those who are maybe not so kind to you, praying for those who, well, sometimes do you wrong, right? Loving our enemies, not just learning to love Jesus, but also learning to love Judas, loving those, and what that, to sum it up, it's having a heart like Jesus. Because when we think about how he loved those who persecuted him, he didn't stop loving them. And, we say we want to be like Jesus because we're a Jesus follower, then, well, we have to love those that maybe we don't always agree with. So what does that look like for you today? Is that the kid down the street who's not so kind? Moms, is that the mom that just drives you up the wall because, their kids never do any wrong? Dads, maybe it's that guy in the neighborhood, that guy, loving our enemies. Maybe it's the person in the parking lot at the grocery store who is just so rude. Loving our enemies, loving those who persecute us. Maybe it's loving that kid who picks on me because I love Jesus. Maybe it's loving that lady whose kids play on the soccer team who just cannot understand why I go to church on Sunday. Now, I don't have a kid on the soccer team, right? But some of you do. So you get my point, right? It's loving those who maybe sometimes hurt us the most. Loving everyone. You've heard me say before, I ask Jesus every day, Lord, give me eyes like yours to see people the way you see them. Give me a heart like yours to love people the way that you love them. Because I want to love like Jesus loves, and I want to see like Jesus sees. I want other people to see Jesus in me by how I love and see them. And so that's some encouragement for today, because you know what? People are people, and people are broken. And we are every single one of us sinners. And we get it wrong sometimes. We really do. We hurt people when we don't really mean to. And so let's flip that around a little bit. What if we messed up and we hurt somebody that we really do genuinely care about? And what if they just gave up on us because we messed up? Well, I don't want people to give up on me. And I know that you don't either. So we don't need to give up on people. Now, we have to have boundaries. Kids, maybe there's that kid that's bullying you, being mean to you all the time. Have boundaries, but still love them. Still love them. That mama on that soccer team, mamas, come on. Boundaries, but still love her. Love her to Jesus. The guy in the neighborhood, dads, boundaries. Love him to Jesus. You see, because that's why we're here. We're here to not just love the people that are easy to love, but we're here to love those that are not so easy to love also. And by loving them, well, maybe we can love them to Jesus, right? Maybe if they can see Jesus in us, they'll have a reason to maybe love us differently. But most importantly, even if they never like us, even if they're never kind to us, if they find Jesus, it'll be worth it, right? Loving those that are not so kind to us. It is not easy. And I am here to tell you, some people are harder to love than others. I hear you. I know. But that doesn't mean we need to not love them. Because did Jesus still love them? Think about that dinner. Think about sitting there with those people knowing who was going to betray him. Did he stop loving them? The garden. Whoa, Peter. It's not how we do things. You know, even those that nailed him to the cross, he begged God to forgive them because they didn't know what they were doing. That's how I want to love people. I want to love those who, in a sense, nailed me to the cross, right? Now, I'm not Jesus. So that looks very different, but kind of the same, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is, do we love other people enough that we would do that for them? Because see, when we love like Jesus, that means that's what we would do. We would give our life for our fellow man. Do we love that big? Do we love that big? It's a big question. And that's a hard one, right? Jesus gave his all for us. So if we're really, really committed to being a follower of Jesus, what does that look like in the way we love other people? That's my point today. What does that look like? Are we loving other people like Jesus? Because that means loving those that make us want to pull our hair out, right? That just make us, it's bad, that make us do all the things and think all the things, right? You still gotta love them. Still gotta love them. You know, oftentimes people say to me, well, that person, murderer? You're still gonna love a murderer? Yeah. People that abuse children. Well, that's a tough one for me. That is a tough one for me because you know how much I love children, right? Still gotta love them. Boundaries. Boundaries. Gotta have boundaries. Doesn't mean I get to hate them. We don't get to hate anyone. We gotta love them like Jesus. And we gotta love them to Jesus. So, whoever is your Judas today, whoever is your Judas today, tomorrow, next week, next month, love them like Jesus. Sometimes it means walking away for a minute, right? Sometimes that means a boundary that has to be firmly set. But it doesn't mean we get to hate them. Because you know what the opposite of hate is? Love. Love. You know, and I was thinking this morning, and I actually looked it up. Lately, I've had several conversations with people about how, you know, other people are just so weird. Other people are just so different. And so my question is always to people that bring that up to me, who sets the definition of that? Who defines normal? Not me. Not me at all. So I looked up the definition of weird. Are you ready for this? And this is from the good old Merriam Dictionary. Weird. Strange or extraordinary. Odd or fantastic. And I thought, wow. So I can be fantastic and be weird. How about that? You see, God makes everybody unique. Everybody is wonderfully made by the Creator. And we're not all made the same. I mean, we're made the same, but we're all made different, right? So when this happens, when it happens and people say, oh, they're just so weird. Well, does that mean they're extraordinary? Does that mean that they're fantastic? Or does it just mean that maybe they're different? Because see, my grandma used to say, it takes a mile to make the world go round, right? And how boring would it be if we were all the same, by the way? But I want you to think about that. So the next time you think, oh, they are just really different, does that mean that they're bad? Or does it just mean that they're different? And maybe they're fantastic in their own kind of way. Something to think about. Judas. Is Judas weird? Judas just broken? We're all broken. Sometimes that translates into weird. Sometimes that translates into different. Sometimes that translates into mean and horrible. But we still have to love them. Because my Bible says right here that I'm looking at in red letters, which means Jesus said it, you shall love your neighbor. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong verse. It does say that actually, but I'm looking at the wrong one. I say to you, verse 44, but I say to you, and this is red, so it's Jesus, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. So maybe that mean, horrible person that you know, pray for them. Pray for them. Because see, sometimes when we set boundaries, it means we can't be close to them. But it doesn't mean we can't pray for them. Pray for them. Pray for them to find Jesus. Because that's what following Jesus is about. Loving Jesus, loving our neighbors, loving those easy to love, and loving those that are tough to love. Because that's loving like Jesus does. So, weird? Fantastic. Weird? Odd? Maybe. Doesn't mean it's bad. God created us in His image for a very special purpose. We spent all of SBA teaching that to young people, that every single one of us were made in His image and created for a purpose, because the Bible tells us that too. Every single person. Sometimes that looks weird, but it's okay, because we can still love them. Can still love them. Lately, because of votes and decisions in Congress, people have been very vocal, right? Sometimes that makes it hard to love them. Pray for them. Pray for them. Pray for their hearts to be changed, their thoughts to be changed. But most importantly, pray for them to find Jesus. And maybe they know Jesus, but maybe their thoughts have been distorted a little. I don't know. Love them to Jesus. Love them to Jesus. Just this week, I had to unfollow somebody on social media because I just couldn't. It was making my heart and my mind not be like Jesus when I would see the things that they were posting. So I just hit unfollow. That's setting a boundary. Am I still going to pray for that person? Oh yes. I'm going to pray for that person. And I'm going to pray that that person finds Jesus in the midst of all the confusion that they're dealing with. Because see, above all, most importantly, above all things on this earth, I want everybody to know Jesus. Because when I get to heaven, I want everybody to be there. And I know they're not all going to be. because they have to choose. But I want Jesus to be able to say to me, well done, because I've done my best to love people the way he loves them. So there's your food for thought today. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. Just a reminder, no Bible study tonight because the month of July, we're all taking a month to breathe after an amazing SBA and before school kicks off in August and all of our regular activities take schedule again. So no Bible studies tonight. But that doesn't mean you don't have to be in the Word, right? Spend some time in the Word. I do hope you have a great day. Don't forget to check out the blog FromMissKim.com. There's lots of parent resources I'm going to be loading all throughout this week, trying to get caught up on those we missed last week when the blog was down and not working. Sorry about that. I went to click and look at something and nothing was there, and I about had a heart attack because I've put years worth of work into that. But the amazing people at GoDaddy, they just hit a button, fixed it for me, and everything was back. So we worked through some of those issues. So I'll be updating that again. Lots of parent resources there for you. Kids, all of our videos are there. Lesson notes, all kinds of good things. So check out the blog and just know, kind of check back in every day because I'm going to be updating it, trying to catch back up on all of our posting. Okay. All right, guys, I love you. I love you big. There's my kissing hand. Hey, and I'll see you back here on Friday morning. Have a great day. Hey, go love your enemies. Go love your enemies. And hey, let's be united in the passionate pursuit of the next generation. Build them up. Go build up people and share the good news of Jesus. That's what it's all about. I love you guys. Bye.